Welcome to Autocad Bytes. Today we're going to be looking at the filter command and the quick select dialog box. The filter command is a command that I use quite regularly for filtering out objects from a drawing. It allows me to select an object on the screen and then edit an attribute list to select objects that are similar to that item. The quick select dialog box takes this process a step further and just allows me to add in operands like less than or greater than to select circles which are say 100 millimeters or less, or lines which are of a certain length or less or more. Okay, so how do they work? Let's look at the filter command first. What I've created here is some objects, some circles, some lines, some text objects, and what I'm going to do is filter out the circles from this selection, this group of entities. Now obviously it's not very complex, and I could just select the two circles quite easily, but if we type in the filter command, it brings up a filter dialog box. Let's just clear this list, and I can choose from a list the objects that I'd like to select, or the very quick and easy way is just to add selected item or add selected object. So I'll pick on the circle and it gives me a list of all the attributes associated with that object. Now some of these attributes, like the circle center and the circle radius, are unique to this object, as is the location in space. So what I'm going to do is delete these elements, creating these lower elements I'm going to create, and just keep the object circle and the object layer, so to create a general circle filter. So if I click on the delete button, it'll start just deleting all the objects below, and now we have a general filter. If I apply that, I'm going to select the entities which I want to apply it to, and you can see by pressing the enter button it's just selected the two circles. Now I can press delete on the keyboard and they'll disappear. Let me just undo that for a second. Let's do the command again. Filter. I'm going to clear the list, select an object, and in this case a text object. The list of attributes, some unique, some some not. Again, I'm going to keep all of the actually let's cancel that for a second. I'm going to change some of the text types, so let's make that a 70mm text, and this one here as well, make this 100mm text. Okay, so filter, clear the list, add a selected object, which is this text object. I'm going to delete the unique information associated with this object, so the text position. I'm going to keep the text height because I want to filter out the 50mm high text on layer P, text P. So delete the value, the style name, the normal vector, text rotation and color. So here's our general filter. Apply that, selecting all of these objects, and you can see by pressing enter it's only selected these four objects, because although they're all on the text P layer and they're all text objects, it's only these four objects above which had a text size of 50mm, and again I can delete these objects from the drawing. I'll just undo that to bring them back. On this side we have the quick select dialog box. It takes the filter dialog box a little bit further by allowing you to select objects, say lines for instance, of a certain length, less than or greater than. But let's just do a similar sort of circle selection filter. The properties dialog box is where we find the command, and if the property dialog box isn't up, Control 1 will toggle it on and off. At the moment, just right clicking here, I've got auto hide on, so if I just take that off, just to show you again, Control 1 toggles on, off, Control 1 toggles it back on again. The quick select dialog box is here on the top right hand corner, and what it allows to do, I'm running out of space here, I might just auto hide this again, so cancel that, right click, auto hide, quick select, and by choosing the circles of a layer, and we know that the it's going to be equals to, and we know that the circles are on the boundary layer from the last exercise, and OK. It then chooses the two circles on that boundary layer, which I can then delete if I wish. Let's just undo to bring those back. Finally, we're going to someone's exploded, well, myself, I've put a hatch pattern in here, and for the exercise I've exploded the hatch, so it's become lots of lines and points. Now, first of all, I want to find out what I'm going to do is use the quick select dialog box to filter out all of the lines which are less than the largest hatch line here. So I can do a di distance and find out, well, this one looks quite long, that's 8.5 millimeters, which looks like about the longest line. So if we worked on entities less than 10 millimeters, we should be able to get rid of everything here. The other thing I want to do is quickly just check to make sure that they are all indeed lines and not points. So if I use the list command, li, I can select one of these points, and it will return in the Autocad text window that indeed it is a line. It's on layer 0, it's in model space, and it's got a length of 0. So although it's the size of a point, it's actually still a line entity, which is important. Let's do the same for these entities here, just to make sure. That's also a line, and one of these, again, indeed, that's also a line. Okay, so we can now use the quick select dialog box, properties, quick select, and choosing lines with a length that is less than 10 millimeters, and OK. It's gone through and it filtered them all out. Now if I type delete, it should delete them all from the drawing. And that's the filter command and the quick select command.